What is up, everybody, and welcome back to Starfield. So before we talk to Sarah, one of the activities that we picked up in the last video was just to check out the mission board here. What's it called? Yeah, mission board. And then it also said to, what did it say? It said to accept a certain kind of quest, but I think we're just going to take all of these. We are looking for an experienced explorer to locate a planet with amphibious foothold in the Kumasi system. This may require surveying multiple planets within the system. Mission to locate a planet trait is the most challenging survey mission. You will need to search an entire solar system for a planet that has the target trait. Locate planets in the target system that have traits. This is indicated at the bottom of the planet's info card on the star map. Unsurveyed planets will have unknown traits. Okay. That have traits. Alright. We're looking for an experienced explorer to locate a planet with crystalline crust in the PUP system. This may require surveying within the system. Alright, so we just need to get crystalline crust. Look, this may, okay, extinction event? Target trait, extinction event. Slushy subsurface seas. Planet survey progress is shown on the planet's info card on the star map and also in the scanner when on the planet's surface. For planets without life, scanning a planet from orbit may be enough to complete the survey, but most planets require you to land and explore more thoroughly. Okay. I accepted all of them. I'm not going to do them just yet. Let's go talk to Sarah.
I hope you are satisfied with the quarters available to you.
Hello.
Something you need? So, are you ready to get to work? Or was there something else?
What do you know about the artifacts?
Not much, but you've seen them for yourself. It doesn't take a lot to realize we're dealing with something extraordinary. Just what that is, we'll have to figure out. It's what we do.
How well known is Constellation?
I don't know what you've heard, but I can imagine. First of all, I think you can dismiss any stories about us no longer existing. I don't believe in smearing our name everywhere we can. Exploring the universe, charting the unknown, that's what counts. Besides, having a little mystery gives us room to maneuver. A fixed reputation could fence us in a lot of ways.
What is Constellation? What do you do?
We're explorers. Humanity has always hunted for knowledge in the unknown. We just take that a little more seriously than others. We were founded decades ago by a man named Sebastian Banks. He wanted a small group of people from all corners of the settled systems, dedicated to the biggest question of all. What's out there? These artifacts could be everything we've been looking for. Another great secret the universe is asking us to unravel.
All right, I'm ready.
We're going to be doing some old-fashioned detective work. The artifacts are relatively inert once they're out of bedrock. That means people can pass them around, not even knowing what they are. I've been letting my contacts know to be on the lookout for strange metal objects. Get back a lot of noise, usually, but a tip from the UC Vanguard sounds promising.
So other people have these artifacts?
We have to assume that we're not the only ones to have stumbled into this mystery. But most people aren't going into space looking for the unknown. They're looking for places to settle, resource to extract, territory to defend. An odd-looking rock or a single strange hunk of metal wouldn't mean much to them. That's why Constellation exists, in a way, to put pieces like this together.
The UC Vanguard?
A volunteer force that helps defend the edges of United Colonies space. They're always looking for recruits. Lots of retired veterans and dangerous professionals mixed in with part-timers who barely have a laser cannon welded to a hull. My contact is in the recruiting office, so he hears a lot about what the volunteers are up to.
Legwork never pays off quite the way you expect.
You've done this before, eh? Wise words. We watch each other's backs. We'll be fine. But it's not just that. I want to take this opportunity to see how you handle yourself, and for you to learn more about us. I'm going to be sticking with you for this. We'll be traveling together until we either find an artifact or this lead runs dry.
Sarah will be locked as your follower if you continue. Alright. What do I get out of this anyway? Constellation have a salary?
You mean besides the ship, the robot, and a place to stay all rent-free?
Yeah, I guess.
We do have some funds we can disperse from time to time. Not to mention, I think we can get you a proper suit. We're explorers. We keep a lot of equipment on hand for that purpose. So the more you work with us, the more we can share what we have.
Makes sense. I got it. You and me until we get that artifact.
We'll need to head to MAST. Check in with the Vanguard recruiting office where my contact works. And listen, whatever you were before or whatever you do once you're out there, I don't care. So long as you don't bring UC security to our doorstep. Every member of Constellation is their own conscience. Understood?
What do you mean? You don't care if I steal as long as I don't get caught?
I mean, Constellation has a roster of members who haven't always been on the right side of their respective society. We're risk takers. Some of us have seen the inside of a jail cell more than once. If you join us, it means you're committed to our mission. In exchange, we give you latitude in your choice of means.
Sounds reckless. An organization should have rules.
Those are the rules. Advance humanity's knowledge to the best of your ability. As long as you do that, I'm not here to judge you. Now, let's you and I get over to MAST.
Sarah Morgan is available for your crew, is now your active companion. Okay.
I know everyone's excited by the artifacts, but we need to be as objective as possible and be aware of possible negative effects.
Where's this contact of yours? Where does this thing go? Just goes around? Seems pointless. Sarah's not even following me. This is the
Yes?
MAST slot. Oh,
You needed something? If you don't have official business, we ask you remain in the lobby.
what is it you do here?
I'm one of MAST's resource officers. It's my job to ensure those here on official business get where they're going promptly, and that any rule breaking is dealt with swiftly.
And what is this place?
This is MAST, the beating heart of the United Colonies. Every decision made in the civilized galaxy takes place inside these walls.
So it's like Congress.
Most of MAST's employees have extensive training in their specific areas of expertise. But if you're interested in joining the UC, Commander Tuala of the Vanguard is just on the far side of the room. The Vanguard's open to anyone who can fly.
Speak to Commander Tuala about joining the Vanguard.
The Vanguard should be able to
Alright.
enjoy your time in New Atlantis.
Hey, thanks. Oh yeah, I'm dehydrated. Let me fix that real quick. All better. Foam cup. Hey, clean up your mess here, will you? And drink your coffee.
Another space explorer. Hey, you ever think of joining up with the Vanguard? Help the United Colonies, earn some credits, even get your UC citizenship?
The UC citizenship. See, that's the do the UC citizenship and then maybe buy some houses. I don't know if you remember the lady we talked to. It was like the realtor or whatever. What's the Vanguard?
United Colonies volunteer fleet. Independent captains enlist, get to use their own ships, and the UC provides them with sustained work and credits. And put in your time, and you're guaranteed UC citizenship and everything that comes with it. Discounts on UC goods and medical services, chance to own a place in New Atlantis.
Yeah, there you go.
Only way a foreign captain could even dream of seeing those sorts of benefits. So, you want in?
Sure. I'd love to join the Vanguard. Sign me up.
Excellent. Just need to do a little paperwork. An orientation on the UC, and knock out an exam, and a probationary mission. We need to know you'll be able to hack it out there after all.
Do well. You'll be out there keeping the peace in no time.
Don't forget, John. I need her back after you wrap her in that fancy getup of yours.
No worries, Sarah. I'm not forgetting about you or our little business afterwards. Promise.
First things first, head down to the orientation hall. Get signed up at the registration terminal. System will walk you through the rest.
Oh, and if you got a bounty, well, you're gonna have to make things right with the UC before we'll let you join.
But if you've got any questions, I can get you sorted.
It's a good thing I don't have a bounty.
Have some questions?
What does the UC need foreign pilots to fly for them?
Military used to have a pretty narrow view of where the best pilots came from. In their eyes, it was UC or bust. The creation of the Vanguard was an acknowledgement by the brass that maybe not all the galaxy's greatest pilots went through a UC flight school. So it's the Vanguard's job to find them and get them to fly for us.
This building is called MAST, right? What kind of name is that?
MAST is short for Military, Administrative, and Scientific Triumvirate. From here, the three co-equal divisions of the UC government work together to advance the cause of the colonies. Be that through mutual defense, political and diplomatic strength, or scientific discovery. Now, serving any of the UC's divisions grants citizenship, but scientific and admin positions in the UC tend to be real competitive. Understandable, most people would prefer to earn their citizenship behind a desk rather than in combat. Not something I'd ever choose for myself, but understandable.
I'm curious, how long have you been with the Vanguard, Commander?
Me? 6, 7 years now? Was a recon squad commander in a former life, so it wasn't too big a jump bossing around foreign pilots instead. But Vanguard's been a quality assignment. Meet new people, judge them on a series of diverse criteria, get them out there helping people who need it.
We had Constellation business to discuss.
Right. Got so wound up bringing you on board, I almost forgot.
Oh, I haven't. Come on, John. Let's hear it before you try to convince her to join the Marines.
All right. Here's what I've got. Vanguard volunteer by the name of Moira. Helps patrol the old neighborhood. Sol, Mars, Neptune, you know.
The Sol system. Which admiral did he upset to get that posting?
He's Martian, born and raised. Not like I can get anyone else to care. Word is he's got some fancy metal ornament he's been showing off to the old grounders. Matches that description Sarah gave me.
Wait, what's wrong with the Sol system?
You kidding? Lowest posting request rate in the whole fleet. Only thing there the UC cares about is Mars. And no one wants to go to Mars. They want to get off Mars.
Wow, what's wrong with Mars? Who's this Moira?
Oh, he goes way back. Think he was recruit number 81 or something.
If he's on patrol, he could be putting our item at risk.
What? Nah. Sol system is as quiet as a coffin. It'll be fine.
That means it's not going to be fine.
I'm sure you two can handle it. Sol system is a lot of planets, but a vet like Moira will be checking in at Sidonia on the regular.
You mean hitting the bars, don't you, John?
Hey, nothing wrong with a little refresh between patrols.
Did he say where he found this ornament of his?
You'll have to ask him. But Vanguard volunteers have retrieval rights if they get into a scrap. Wouldn't be surprised if he found it off of a pirate or something like that.
All right. Anything you can tell me about Sidonia?
Yeah, bring a coloring book. Get so used to seeing red, you'll forget what blues and greens look like.
All right. A bar and a spaceport sounds like home.
It's definitely a lifestyle, burning helium out there, seeing where the stars take you.
Ask about Moira in Sidonia. Okay. Do we want to join the Vanguard? Where's the... Oh, right here. Step 1 of joining the Vanguard. Register at one of the terminals in the orientation hall inside MAST. Let's do that real quick. Let's register. Let's be a Vanguard. What's up? What's up? Just here to register. To register for your examination, please select enlistment agreement. Any outstanding UC bounty must be paid before proceeding. By joining the United Colonies Vanguard, you agree to perform necessary services for the United Colonies that could place you in serious danger, resulting in harm to your craft or yourself, up to and including death. In exchange, the United Colonies Vanguard agrees to compensate all captains according to their experience level and the difficulty of the task requested. All applicants will be required to earn a satisfactory grade on a simulated combat flight, successfully complete a probationary mission. Upon the completion of both prerequisites, the United Colonies Vanguard agrees to sponsor your citizenship application and guarantees the granting of United Colonies citizenship once sufficient time or acts of valor have warranted it. Do you agree to the above commitment and wish to initiate your journey with United Colonies Vanguard? I, Prophecy, agree. Explore the orientation hall. Okay. Consent documented. You may proceed to the examination chamber through the orientation hall. Welcome, Prophecy. Please proceed through the... Okay. I just read that.
Registration accepted. You may now proceed through the historical displays in the orientation hall.
That was easy.
Continue on to the examination.
The end of Earth. It's like a museum.
In 2150, humanity learned the Earth's magnetosphere would collapse sometime in the next half-century, eliminating all life on the planet. Decisive action was required, but the secure transport of an entire civilization would demand a new kind of cooperation, a new kind of courage, and a new kind of union. Thus, in 2159, the United Colonies were formed to make that journey possible. Just 1 year later, the Galileo, the first of many colony ships, touched down here on Jemison, beginning a new era of human history, the age of the United Colonies.
The effort and planning it must have taken to evacuate literally the entire planet. Can you imagine? The logistics alone must have been mind-boggling.
Evacuate the entire planet. That'd be crazy. New factions rise.
From their foundation, the United Colonies strove to provide all their citizens with opportunity, security, and peace. But there were those among the UC that still wanted something more. Independence. So in 2161, the UC issued the Centaurus Proclamation, granting UC citizens the right to settle distant worlds and form their own sovereign powers. It wasn't long before the first new faction, the Free Star Collective, was formally organized in 2188, later followed by House Varun, revealing themselves to the universe in 2230.
The result of the Centaurus Proclamation has always left me torn. So much conflict arose as a result. Was it worth it?
And then this is House Varun. That's a pretty cool suit. Kind of looks like the Doom suit in a way. Inspirational, at least.
It was only in 2230 that the faction known as House Varun first made contact with the rest of the settled systems. Founded by the passengers of a colony ship that had left New Atlantis and disappeared 4 decades earlier, House Varun was a faction unlike any other. A theocracy dedicated wholly to the beliefs of its isolationist founder, Janan Varun. House Varun initially made overtures of peace towards the rest of the settled systems. They They claimed their only intention was to spread the word of their god, the Great Serpent. But none could have guessed that this worship might take the form of a bloody war, the Serpent's Crusade.
I can see, like, so they worship like a serpent. I can see how their armor is kind of like serpent-like.
The Freestar Collective was initially founded in 2188.
Oh, this guy.
When the citizens of Aquila banded together with the Pleasure City
pretty
of
cool.
Neon in mutual defense. But in 2194, after the deployment of a UC medical star station in orbit around their world, the citizens of Narion also requested to join the collective. The resulting rise in tensions between the Freestar Collective and UC culminated in the settled system's first intergalactic conflict, the Narion War. Despite a decisive victory by the UC, the colonies permitted the citizens of Narion to join the collective, forming the basis for the fiercely independent union that persists to this day.
The Serpent's Crusade.
Beginning in 2240, House Varun forces declared all-out war on the rest of human civilization, initiating the Serpent's Crusade. Over the next 23 years, thousands of Freestar, UC, and independent souls were killed by agents of House Varun in the name of their serpent god. It was only with the death of their founder in 2263 and the succession of his heir, Jarek, that House Varun finally sued for peace. There remains, however, select members of House Varun who refuse to recognize the cessation of hostilities their leaders established. Even after House Varun's mysterious disappearance, these zealots remain a threat to all who encounter them. Their pacification, a goal of all space.
The Narion War. Whoa. Alright. The history of the Narion War. Beginning in 2196, the Narion War, humanity's first large-scale conflict among the stars, is remembered as a defining moment for the settled systems. As the first major conflict to make extensive use of grav-jump-enabled ships, the Narion War was less defined by key space battles and more by an extended cat-and-mouse interplay between the two powers, as well as armed and professional UC Navy tried again and again to pin down the piecemeal but savvy Freestar fleet. Unable to strike the killing blow, the UC reported to ever more severe tactics to try and drive the collective to capitulate, but without success. In fact, after many long years of war with little to show for it, even the populace of the UC itself began to turn against the cause, with protests roiling even New Atlantis, the citizenry demanding the war finally come to a humane close. So when at long last the final blow was struck, with the UC Navy finally cornering and obliterating the Freestar fleet in 2216, it was a hollow victory. It was from the resulting negotiations, the Treaty of Narion, that the settled system as we know them today emerged, both literally and figuratively. Despite winning the war, the UC found themselves in an unenviable position, painted as a brutal aggressor even in their home systems. So in the spirit of unity and lasting peace, the UC agreed to the demands of the Freestar Collective and the Narion settlers, whose collusion triggered the conflict in the first place, and handed over Narion to the Collective, as they had requested at the start of hostilities, including the Clinical Medical Star Station, creating the Freestar Collective as we know it to this day. In return, the UC demanded two concessions. The first was payment for damages done in the form of minerals rights on multiple worlds across the galaxy. The second, more significant demand was that no great faction may ever colonize more than 3 systems. The UC would have Alpha Centauri, Sol, and Wolf, and the Freestar Collective, Cheyenne, Voli, and Narion. The Freestar Collective agreed to these terms, creating and codifying into law the settled systems as we know them today. The Treaty of Narion has since become the foundation of all contemporary political relations, and its only official violation, the cause of the galaxy's greatest conflict, the Colony War. To learn more about the Colony War, please proceed to the Conflict Among the Stars mural. So basically, nobody can monopolize all of the planets. Conflict Among the Stars.
Of the many conflicts between the galaxy's factions, none was more brutal than the recent colony war between the UC and the Freestar Collective.
Hey, we just read this.
Set off by the unauthorized Freestar colonization of Vesta's Pride in 2308, a direct violation of the Nerion Treaty, the colony war spread quickly across the galaxy. Both sides deployed every tool at their disposal. Armadas of warships, mechanized combat platforms, or mechs, even bioengineered alien creatures, the infamous UC xeno-weapons. It was only in 2311 at the Battle of Cheyenne that the scales finally tipped. The Freestar Collective, utilizing their civilian fleet as a human shield, successfully crippled the superior United Colonies Navy. After their shocking victory against the galaxy's greatest navy, the Freestar Collective offered terms of peace, which the colonies, out of an interest in staving off any further human costs, accepted. The galaxy has been rebuilding ever since.
The Colony War was a horrible conflict that irreparably wounded the settled systems. There were times I felt that it would never end.
The Battle of Nera.
Few settled worlds were left untouched by the Colony War. But nowhere could the viciousness of modern warfare be seen more clearly than on the Freestar planet of Nera. Initially occupied by invading United Colonies forces as a forward operating position, repeated attempts to take and retake the planet by collective forces led only to devastation. Swaths of the world were transformed into scorched husks, a nightmarish testament to the depths of human ingenuity and human cruelty. And today, Nera remains a continuing reminder to the horrors of unfettered war.
Look at this thing. Is that one of the xeno weapons they were talking about? Oh no, maybe this is. Oh,
Dad
this
wanted
thing.
me to apply for the administration track at school, but I'm going to be a xenobiologist. It's science division or nothing.
This thing's terrifying. I bet this is one of the xeno weapons here.
Almost every day to stare at this thing.
Just stare at it.
Midst of the Colony War,
Yeah, see, look at these
a
things.
different kind of tragedy struck the UC city of Londinian. A newly constructed but critical supply center for the United Colonies' war effort, Londinian found itself overrun by one of the galaxy's
that's a
most
Terramorph.
mysterious predators, the Terramorph. A rare but pervasive threat to all human-settled worlds, Terramorphs swept over the city, seemingly out of nowhere, on a scale never before seen in recorded history. Valiant efforts by the UC military slowed the onslaught, but the creatures proved unstoppable. Ultimately, the decision was made to destroy the Londinian spaceport, sealing off the city, the outbreak, and its citizenry from the galaxy at large. The tragedy of Londinian is mourned by the UC to this day.
Can you imagine just like a ton of those guys coming at you? That'd be terrifying. They are Mistis.
After the devastation wrought by the Colony War, the UC and the Freestar Collective came together to ratify a treaty that became known as the Armistice. Both sides agreed to a vast reduction in standing forces, and that xeno-weapons and mech warfare would be outlawed. All related research was sealed away, accessible only in cases of dire emergency. But the Collective had another demand, that the active commanders of the UC military stand trial for their actions.
I'm malnourished. Let me eat real quick. Chunks cheesecake packaged.
The United Colonies, in the interest of peace and galactic security, agreed. In 2311, 3 United Colonies senior officers were found guilty. Commander Henry Durant, General Indira Rastogi, and Fleet Admiral Francois Sanon, known better as Ve Victus. All were sentenced to death for their actions, bringing the colony war to a close and returning peace to the galaxy at long last.
Interesting.
I was a strong supporter of the armistice. All of the terrible weapons that both sides used against one another. It had to end.
Had to end. Those guys had to get arrested.
Ever wonder how the Crimson Fleet seems to be everywhere?
No, I don't.
It's because they have little
The Vanguard
outposts
is born.
everywhere.
It was into this new world that the Vanguard was born. An
Hey,
official branch of the
stop
UC
talking.
Navy, the Vanguard is the United Colonies Volunteer Fleet, serving a myriad of security, logistical, and reconnaissance roles. And after a sufficient length of service, UC citizenship is guaranteed to every Vanguard member.
Nice.
Open to all captains,
Oh, look at this
regardless
thing.
of origin, the Vanguard is leading the charge to protect and support the citizens of the United Colonies.
This is cool.
Wherever in the galaxy they may be.
Oh, look at that ship. That's huge. The United Colonies citizen.
No one is born a United Colony citizen. Only through service to the UC can one hope to earn one's citizenship. But the UC prides itself on taking care of its people. Cost of living controls mean citizens pay less than their foreign counterparts for needs big and small. All citizens are issued a grant upon joining to get themselves on their feet. And only UC citizens have the opportunity to purchase property, getting the chance to live in one of the most beautiful cities in the settled systems. By joining the Vanguard today, you too can begin earning your place here, in the heart of galactic civilization, as a citizen of the United Colonies.
All right. MAST Vanguard Pilot Simulator. Oh boy. Piloting Simulator. Activate. Proceed to the Vanguard exam. Look at these ships.
Welcome, applicant, to the piloting simulation chamber. Please exit.
I've spent a fair bit of time in simulators just like these. They're startlingly realistic. Have fun.
Is this what NASA does? Like when they, or like any type of pilots or anything? Chunks Cheesecake. I'm gonna steal you. Research lab. That's just a computer. Oh! Hello. The rack removed, med pack removed, UC Marine spacesuit removed. The strip removed. What the? You took all my stuff. Oh, maybe it's just stuff that I've been stealing? Huh. Can't steal it if I eat it. Yeah, you just took all my stuff, man. If I steal more stuff, will he take those as well? Utility flight suit. I don't really need that, I don't think. They'll probably give me one. Oh, look at this. Vanguard ship missiles permanently deal 5% more damage. Skill bonus acquired. Nice. Oh! Hold on. What caught me stealing? Let's go. I'm gonna load that save.
Welcome, applicant, to the piloting simulation.
I've spent a fair bit of time in simulators just like these. They're startlingly realistic. Have fun.
Don't steal my stuff, man. Maybe he took all that stuff because he saw me steal something down there. So I won't do that again. Minor survey pack. So nice they named it twice. Locker. Nothing else in here. We go talk to this guy first.
I've got it. This time, I've got it.
Hello, sir.
Ah, you must be our new applicant. I'm Proctor Samuelson. The simulator's already been prepped. You can head in whenever you're ready.
What kind of ship am I going to be flying in this simulation?
The simulator is designed to be a near-perfect replica of a Class B Deimos hoplite, the United Colony's standard destroyer model. It's been tuned to provide a challenging but fair fight against the enemy squadrons you'll encounter inside.
Piloting isn't my area of expertise. How about you just mark me down as a pass and I head out?
Vanguard assignments can often include both space and ground combat. It'd be bad for both you and the United Colonies to not ensure you're adept in both capacities before sending you out on your first real assignment.
All right, got any advice on how to do well in there?
While I can't answer that question directly, I will say this. Due to the solitary nature of our work, resourcefulness is a critical tool in any Vanguard pilot's repertoire. You're permitted, even encouraged, to use whatever tool you're able to find in there.
Can you tell me about this exam?
Of course. You'll be running through a high-realism combat flight simulation, engineered by members of the UC science staff, right here in MAST. Your task is to defeat at least 3 tiers of simulated opponents. Accomplish that, and you pass the exam, and can then proceed on to your probationary mission. However, if you defeat more than 3 tiers of enemies, your required enlistment time for citizenship will be reduced, and your enlistment bonus increased.
Oh.
But you're welcome to try as many times as you like before returning to Commander Tuala, to proceed on to the next step in your application process. We'll only keep the highest score you manage to achieve in there. All right then.
All right, so if I defeat more than 3 ships, then I get a bigger bonus. My citizenship goes quicker. Vanguard piloting exam.
This is the Mark 18 Flight Simulation Chamber applicant, currently in orbit around a high-detail recreation of a remote world. When you're ready to begin, please take a seat in the pilot's chair.
Simulation controls. Please proceed to the pilot's seat to initiate this sequence. Debug tools are only available once targets are active. Okay. It's pretty cool in here.
Your exam is simple. Defeat as many tiers of opponents as you can before your ship is disabled. You must defeat at least 3 tiers of opponents to pass the exam. Good hunting, applicant.
Prepare for your next target. My shield is offline, so let's...
New targets active.
Oh, it's low. If it drops to 0, your ship will explode. Repair your ship. This consumes ship parts. Come back here. Critical hit, shields, nice. Wait, for me or for him?
Target defeated. All targets eliminated. Progress recorded. Tier 1 reached. Initiating Tier 2.
Prepare for your next target. That's actually kind of hard.
New targets active.
I get 2 this time? Oh, God.
Halting simulation. You've been defeated, applicant.
What?
You may initiate a reset of your current tier at the terminal inside the cockpit, or step outside and take a break.
Hold B to exit the pilot seat. Let's see. Simulation controls. Restart current tier. I'm gonna probably, I'm gonna end the video here. We're about 41 minutes in, so I will continue on in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, see you guys in the next one. Later.